Welcome to part 5 of our playthrough of Super Magnetic Neo, everybody. We're gonna take on World 3-1. Did I say 4-1 last time? I meant to say 3-1. This is the most torturous thing in the game. This is, I think, the level that turned away all reviewers and all newcomers, basically forced them to say, this game is not for me. Because the first two worlds may have been, challenging to a fair level, but now we've got these things that look kind of like pigs, but they're not. They're cows! And they're creepy. They're very, very terrifying. They scared me as a little kid. Typical Gumby kind of creepy. And, actually looking back, they're kind of adorable, until they do that to you. Seriously, these things are on, a fairly, what you'd call a decent timer. Your paths should be incredibly clear, but for whatever reason, these cows, their hitboxes, their whatever, maybe just the fact that you can bounce off their backsides, but every single other part of them will kill you even though you didn't touch them. As you saw there. Thank God I've got 41 lives to work with here. Yeah, I'm gonna use them. Not all of them, of course, but we're gonna get pretty close. This is the part of the game where I start, slightly more so. Yes, Texty, more so, losing my sanity. 'Cause of stuff like that. Anytime you run into, even the smallest ledge, it's really supposed to be programmed for walls, but small ledges count too. Neo will be knocked back with, again, that shout of nougat. I'm not sure why he gets hurt and decides he's gonna name the most delicious ingredient of a Milky Way bar ever. But, yeah, that's, I guess, what he does. Now here's a small brain fart moment on my part. I'm incredibly cautious around this enemy, where I need to bounce off to get the pinky medal, and then I die, which means I have to fight cows again. But I'm skipping that for your sake. So just like we rode a camel cycle, now we ride a horse. Yes, it has wheels, but it's still considered just a horse in the manual. Oh, did I mention cows are gonna become a regular occurrence in this level? I do mean regular. I mean, you're going to have to rely on, well, actually just a lack of glitches, but the horse's controls, yeah. The only way you're really going to get through half these obstacles is by speeding. It's the run button, so the R button if you're using the default controller configuration. And, yeah, once you get past cows, now you've got pits, but after pits, you've got cows on gravestones! Okay, I'm not sure if you noticed my timer jump like mad after that last restart, but I think I just edited out close to around 10 deaths. Not to mention painstaking trials of this. It's a severely and frighteningly short level with absolutely no checkpoints, besides the one that you get the second you start riding your trusty faithful steed, of course. But that aside, it's, well, my second least favorite level in the game. My least favorite level in the game happens to be World 3-2. Welcome to World 3-2, everybody! Okay, this is what I meant when I said earlier that they started taking the liberties of stage thematics to, like, the umpteenth degree. Because what does this have to do with cowboys? We're in the Cowboy World, but this is green, marsh. Not that it's a bad level, it's just I would have enjoyed a more serene, like an actual world, devoted to this sort of an environment. This would have been a great level in the jungle if it wasn't so hard. And it's not so much that it's hard, it's just that the level design doesn't really reflect the design of what Neo's all about. Neo can, run and jump, and run some more, and use a couple magnetic features. Every single obstacle in this level requires some sort of memorization technique. I don't mean the floors you stand on with the swirly stuff ends up sinking, like they do. I mean more like this thing right here. I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, but the, anything on a pack dot chain, if you anything on a pack dot chain, if you let go while still in motion, that is to say, press either the A or B button again, or X button, I think, while still in motion, you'll, bounce off the rat and die. Yeah, you'll still go flying. It's the same, effects of the pendulum. And, the pendulum there, I just demonstrated the most annoying inertia thing in the game. Now, I was trying to actually show that you can faceplant right into the rat's, well, posterior, but instead I kind of bounced off the rat into my death anyway, so hey, it works. I guess that's my cue to shout, rat! Doesn't have the same impact as cows, though. I think I'll stick to cows. Right, Shatner? There we go. Glad somebody agrees with me. This is hassle. Now, I made it here, but that's after... You don't want to know how many times I've failed on that. And I don't just mean, you know, just for this playthrough, which, you know, that was my first fail moment if you look at the clock. Well, of course, after cows, but... Oh, yes, and of course, Neo's inability to work with physics also are applied here. You need to break the physics. I think you're supposed to run it up that, but I kind of just like jumping better.
I like running better.
Oh, and was that our first polar platform to be affected by gravity, or rather just tilting? Yes, it was. Oh, and of course these platforms that drop out, you can see them visible down below you, but I'm pretty sure these, like every other falling platform in the game, will kill you. So yet again, I must warn, because of their insignia, cows! Speaking of which, what did that platform have on it? A cow! This game has something with cows having a vendetta against you. I guess Neo killed innocent cattle. Maybe Neo just likes hamburgers. Who knows? Whatever it is, the cows don't like you in this game. And, I'm gonna make it a personal meme if I have to point that out. Of course, that's not the most annoying section of this level. The cows, outside of... The mere mention killed me, so I'm gonna avoid them. Those which must not be named are actually rather tame in this level. It's acts 1 and 4 of this world where those which must not be named. Oh god, even mentioning into that. They're not a problem in this level. The bat is a problem. These bats were introduced in, I believe, World 2-2, my personal favorite level in the game. Well, no, that's not true either. But my favorite, early level in the game. The one level I played as a kid that I was able to enjoy before I tackled this stuff and started hating the game painfully so. Don't worry though, it's all well worth it. Now, I think the reason why the bat is insta-kill and why you're actually expected to be able to bounce off of him so easily is because there's a power pellet right behind the checkpoint that I keep forgetting to get. Luckily, they give you an extra life right here if you run down there, so you'll never run out of extra lives. The power pellet should also give you that extra chance to be able to leap on him, but I guess my inner child kicked in and I totally forgot that happened, so forgive me there. Ice on totem pole swinging, sure. Sometimes I'm not even willing to question this game's logic as far as what looks good where. I mean, this is after all, something that I guess you might say was competing with Mario at the time. Well, this did actually come out a couple years after 64 did, so really that's reason enough. These gem, jewel, whatever they're, protrusions of iridescent colors. The things from Metal Mario stage in Super Smash Bros. 64, there we go, are instant kill as well. That is to say, even if you have a power pellet, you will die on these things. They were also in, the Ice World, I believe. But, yeah, apparently I didn't realize that the platform is back.
Get on with it!
Neo, wake up. Thank you. Oh, there we go. A random flying hidden enemy. And a pinky metal thing. Be careful, if you get that and you don't get out, you will die. Also, enter cubes explode after 3 seconds. Very useful for taking out Indians? Whatever. There's your Cactuar statue, again. I'm not sure why they based it off of a Final Fantasy thing, but, to each their own. That level took me 7.5 minutes. What is wrong with this? Don't worry though, the payoff is well worth it. You survive cows, you survive bats, you survive rats, you are treated to the best 2 levels in the game. I'll see you next time, guys.